Kiora village, Bengal, born on April 30th, 1896. The blissful mother possessed a mysterious detachment that was incomprehensible to human understanding, yet her compassionate love for all living creatures tempered it to the point where she seemed closer than even the most indulgent friend. With her own volition and blessings, we present to you the story and spiritual odyssey of Anandamayi Ma. From a young age, she was known for her extraordinary spiritual experiences and profound wisdom. Her parents named her Nirmala Sundri, which means immaculate beauty. Her father was renowned for his exquisite rendition of devotional songs, and his mellifluous voice never failed to deeply move his listeners. Her mother, on the other hand, was a kind-hearted woman of unwavering principles who was fully committed to the well-being of her family. Ma's childhood was characterized by a lack of mischief compared to other children of her age, but it still took a considerable amount of time for her close ones to realize that she was not an ordinary individual. She had a natural gift for spiritual insight and started getting attention for her remarkable spiritual experiences, which included visions and ecstatic states of consciousness. As she grew older, Ma's spiritual insights and experiences continued to deepen. She became known for her ability to transmit spiritual energy to others and for her extraordinary capacity for love and compassion. In 1909, Ma got engaged to Sri Ramani Mohan Chakrabarti, and in 1914, when Ma was 18, she came to Ashtagram to live with her husband, whom she later referred to as Bholanath. Bholanath soon realized Ma's spiritual potential, and their relationship evolved into that of a guru and disciple. He encouraged her to pursue her spiritual path. He took on the mantle of a responsible guardian of her precious being, which he wore with competence and circumspection. Together they shared spiritual teachings, inspiring many people. In 1918, upon getting a transfer from Ashtagram, Bholanathji and Ma made their way to Baijitpur, where one day, while pouring water over her head during her bath, a spontaneous thought came to Ma. How would it be to play the role of a sadhaka? And thus, the Leela, or the divine play, began. As days went by, Bholanathji noticed something peculiar during Ma's daily routine. She began to assume yogic postures or asanas, seemingly without any prior knowledge or training. The first posture she took was believed to be the Siddha Asana, one of the oldest known yogic postures. Bholanathji was well aware that Ma had no background in yoga, yet she had the knowledge. Ma would lie motionless for extended periods, fully immersed in a state of inner contentment, and would emit a brilliant aura that bystanders could perceive. She displayed a boundless compassion for all who crossed her path. Ma also possessed a witty and impish sense of humor, which she never used to ridicule others. Though she had an aura of perfection, it never overwhelmed those around her, as she endeared herself to all with her gentle ways and ready smile. Ma once mentioned, the pursuit of self-realization through sadhanas encompasses a vast and diverse array of practices, each with its own unique facets and complexities. Its endless variety presents innumerable aspects, and I discovered that each one was a part of me, revealing new dimensions of my own being that I had yet to explore. People began to seek her out for spiritual guidance and blessings, and she got the name Anandamayi Ma, which means joy-permeated mother. In year 1924, Ma and Bholanath Ji moved to Dhaka, where people of all walks of life sought her guidance, from the learned to the simple, the old to children, and those from both traditional and alien cultures. Some visited her out of curiosity and ended up staying, becoming lifelong devotees. Despite her constant travels, she was at home everywhere and welcomed all as if they were old friends. She gained various titles in different regions of India, including Manush Kali in Dhaka, Devi Namdar on the shores of the Holy River, and Goddess Minakshi in Madurai, to name a few. She was even seen as the visible form of various deities by devotees of different religions, including Jhulelal for Sindhi devotees and Lord Gauranga for Sri Hari Babaji Maharaj. Ma was known for her humility and simplicity, and she never claimed any special status or powers for herself. In fact, she often downplayed her own spiritual achievements and emphasized that she was simply an instrument of the divine. Ma would often refer to herself as a small girl from Bengal and would deflect attention away from herself and towards the divine. She once said, "I have no name, no place. I am only the mother's child. I have no other identity." Upon death of her husband in 1938, she maintained her composure as usual and said, "Do you begin to cry and lament when someone simply goes to another room in the house? Death is an inseparable part of life. In the realm of eternity, where death and loss are irrelevant, no one is ever lost to me." In 1928, Ma met with the renowned sage Ramana Maharshi in Tamil Nadu. Impressed by Ma's spiritual state, he declared her to be a Jivan Mukta, a liberated soul who is still embodied, and said, "She is the most perfect flower the Indian soil has produced." If you appreciate this video, kindly click on the like button and please subscribe to our channel to show your support and watch more such content. Paramahansa Yogananda, the spiritual leader and the author of Autobiography of a Yogi, first met Ma in 1935 during his visit to India. He was deeply impressed by her spiritual aura and mentioned, "She is a divine being, a living embodiment of the divine feminine." Neem Karoli Baba, when questioned by a devotee about Ma, enigmatically replied, "She is the real thing. She is exceedingly uncommon and rare being." He regarded her as his own mother, and once Ma served Baba with her own hands at the Vrindavan ashram, and he remarked, "Only Ma can do this. Only Ma can feed me." Among all the esteemed and distinguished followers of Ma, some of the widely known were Kamla Nehru, the wife of then Prime Minister, poet and philosopher Sri Aurobindo, spiritual teacher Swami Sivananda Saraswati, renowned musician Dilip Kumar Roy, and above all was Sri Jyotish Chandra Rai, who was affectionately called Baiji, meaning brother, by Ma and her disciples. Baiji moved to Dhaka 1918, where he worked as an assistant to the Director of Agriculture. He first met Ma in 1924 when he was attending a lecture given by her husband, Baba Bolanath. During the meeting, he had a profound spiritual experience that left him deeply moved. He was immediately struck by her spiritual presence and charisma and became one of her closest disciples. He spent many years in her company. The period of joyful gatherings around Sri Ma was short, as in 1927 she embarked on her travels, visiting sacred places with Baba. Ma bid farewell to Dhaka in year 1932. Accompanied by Baba and Baiji, she spent some years living in and around the city of Dehradun and founded the Kankal ashram near Haridwar, India. The ashram became a spiritual center where Ma's teachings were shared with visitors and devotees. Ma viewed existence as an expression of the divine consciousness or absolute reality. She taught that the true nature of reality is beyond the limitations of the mind and the senses. Her presence was said to be transformative, and many people experienced deep spiritual awakenings in her presence. Over the course of her life, Ma became a spiritual leader of global significance. Ma's teachings were centered around the idea of devotion, surrender, and self-realization through a deep connection to the divine. Ma taught that the divine is present in all beings and all things. She believed that everything in the universe is a manifestation of God's divine energy, and that we can experience the divine in all aspects of our lives. She emphasized the importance of seeing the divine in everyone we meet and in everything we encounter. She said, "The divine is not separate from us. It is within us and around us. We just need to awaken to its presence." Love is the essence of all spiritual practice. Ma taught that love is the essence of all spiritual practice. She believed that love is the path to union with the divine, and that love is the highest spiritual practice. She emphasized the importance of cultivating love for God, for others, and for ourselves. She taught that love is not just an emotion, but a state of being, a way of seeing the world, and a way of relating to others. She said, "Love is the only thing that can truly transform the world. Surrender to God is the key to spiritual awakening." Ma taught that surrender to God is the key to spiritual awakening. That surrender means letting go of our ego and our attachment to worldly things and surrendering to the will of God. She emphasized the importance of developing trust in God and letting go of our fears and worries. She said, Surrender is not a weak or passive state. It is the most powerful spiritual practice, for it allows us to align with the divine will. She taught that the ultimate reality or truth can be realized through the purification of the mind and the heart, and that this process can be facilitated through practices such as chanting, meditation, and selfless service. Ma took Samadhi on August 27, 1982, at the age of 86. Her teachings have been translated into many languages, and her spiritual centers continue to offer guidance and support to seekers. Those who aspire to enhance their spiritual practice can still perceive the lingering influence of her presence, and her Samadhi shrine in Kankal Ashram remains a popular pilgrimage site for the devotees. We hope this video has offered you some comfort in your spiritual beliefs and motivation to persevere on your journey. Be assured that we'll be back with more extraordinary life stories. Stay well until we meet again.